Well, parents and caregivers really need to know that it is never too late or too early to start talking to your kids about the dangers of alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. Talk early and talk often to help kind of guide us through this conversation. We have got Sarah Goldsby. She is the agency director with the South Carolina Department of Alcohol and Other Drug Abuse Services. Sarah, thank you for being here this morning.
Megan, thanks for having me.
Well, it's important because we need to have conversations with our children about alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. Why do you think it's so important?
Yeah, well, around 23% of students in South Carolina between the ages of ninth and 12th grade have drank alcohol in the past month. Data shows that around 47% of those kids have tried vape products. And so South Carolina kids are being faced with hard things like alcohol use, vaping, and the dangers of fentanyl, all while just trying to navigate growing up. And so with kids being faced with these tough topics, sometimes they don't have the factual knowledge or the information on how to handle these things. And like you said, if you're not talking to your kids, then someone else is, right? We've got TV, social media, kids on the playground, someone on the street. And so it's really critical that parents, grandparents, caregivers, anyone who's responsible for a kid needs to be having conversations with them openly and with meaning.
Because how do you have these conversations? It's the fentanyl that scares me so bad. And I'm scared I do more doom and gloom. I'm like, you try anything, you could die immediately because you have no idea if there's fentanyl in it. Even if you think you're taking something else, you just don't know anymore.
Yeah, it's important that parents and caregivers are armed with the factual information. And the openconversationsc.com website has a lot of detailed information about different kinds of drugs and the substances, including alcohol and vape products. So when we can bring them factual information and really talk openly, regularly, and often, it doesn't have to be a lengthy, one-time, difficult conversation, but maybe a series of conversations where kids just develop a sense of comfort in coming to you as an adult for the facts and for the support to navigate these challenging situations. And that's where the website is really so helpful because we've got lots of tools and tips for parents and caregivers. Things like conversation jar topics that you can kind of make an activity, notes for lunch boxes and backpacks that really get kids thinking about topics and things you'll want to talk about later. And not all of that is related to alcohol and drugs, right? But we really just want to have tools for every single age range, kindergarten, all the way through college age kids, to help them develop, a comfort in talking about these topics, keeping it low key and doing it often.
So you brought up a good point because I have a 15-year-old, and then the baby is sick. So it's like, all right, well, I don't have to worry about talking to the baby yet. But you're like, no, I mean, kindergarten, like you can be having some conversations too.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping things open-ended, remembering that it's really a two-way street, and helping them develop a sense of comfort in bringing hard topics to you early. And part of that is really through listening and keeping the conversation going over time. It's really about just as much about listening to kids and asking open-ended conversations about what they think, right? To keep that conversation going over time and developing a sense of trust that when they're faced with difficult decisions or challenges or things that they're uncertain about, they can come to you and you want them to.
That's a good point too. Not just talking at them, but asking. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think back, and were we ever asked as kids what we thought about something, or did your parents just tell you don't do this, it's wrong, and then you're just like, okay, whatever.
Right. Well, being a kid of the 80s, it was just say no. And we learned a
Right.
lot. We learned a
Yeah.
lot from that era. It's really not just say no anymore, but we want kids to know that we very much care about their well-being, about their health, and about their success in life. And that we want to help them develop a sense of decision making that they have trust in and that we have trust in. And so that's a lot about asking open-ended conversations, right? Or open-ended questions, I mean, which is really, just tell me about what you're seeing at school. I think a lot of this material that we put on the website and that we're putting out there through the Open Conversation SC campaign was really taken from parents and kids in focus groups in South Carolina. So all of the things from that site, the TV spots that folks will be seeing across the state and the social media spots, that's real information from parents. And what we found was parents really thought they knew what their kids were exposed to
Yeah.
and doing and seeing. And kids were saying, we really can't tell our parents. We don't want our parents to be worried about us. We don't want our parents to be afraid of what we're dealing with. And so kids were trying to protect their parents. And that's where we've really got to help them just develop a sense of trust that we can talk to each other about these challenges.
Well, you provide some great resources if the parents do want to go and really learn all the facts and how to have these conversations. What website should we go to? Where should we visit?
It's openconversationsc.com. It's packed with information, about facts about drugs and alcohol, all of the tools and tips, lots of confidence boosting methods that parents can really get into to feel comfortable bringing things up with kids of any age.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much. I'm now bookmarking this website because I have a feeling I'll be going to it a lot. So thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thanks so much, Megan.